Welcome everyone in live to the virtual Daytona International Speedway. It is season number 2 of the PGR Lite Series, and this is race number 5. 3 races to go to book yourself into the championship playoffs this season. Tonight we go 50 laps in the Craftsman Trucks with 40% fuel, 2 sets of tires. No fast repairs tonight, fixed setups, and 1 green-white checkers. Couple typos there on the race format, but that is your format here tonight. We are live here on the PGR eSports Network. I am your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro, and joining me tonight in the booth is Matthew Baker. Matthew Baker, do you have a copy? I believe.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Yeah, I'm here. Looks like they were wrecking on pit road already, so I was already dealing with that. But yeah, I got 39 trucks gridded up here tonight. Looks like Paul Turner will not make it, and yourself not going to be able to take the grid. So you're broadcasting, but excited to watch this Light Series race.
Yeah, I'll be gridding next week. As the new rule this season, as a champion. Past champion will be able to race in one of the regular season races each season. So I'll be hopefully gridding up here in a week from tonight, as that was the race I circled on the calendar. So excited to hop back in one of these cars next week and see what these guys have here this season. We are going to pace one more lap here tonight as we get everything together here. Current point leader in this series is the 18 truck of Wyatt Gray. They're in that Toyota for factory setups. He has started all 4 races this season. He has 1 win, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 137 points, including 8 bonus points on the year. He is 13 points clear of number 2. Number 2 right now, that is Jared Haynes. He'll be starting in the 12th spot here tonight from Huntsville. And Casey Sprinkle, surprise, Casey Sprinkle. Not actually sure if Casey's on the track here tonight, but Casey Sprinkle being right now currently in the 3rd position on the point board. We'll go over that a little bit more here tonight, but we will take you up front and we will go through our grid here to begin festivities. It'll be Nash Brambilla of Team PGR on the pole, Axel Smith in 2nd. Freddy Basanez will start the 3rd row with Hunter Hastings in 4th. Brian Hennings will start 5th. Chris Melton 6th. Josh McCullough 7th. Wyatt Gray 8th. Adam Young 9th. And Sean Corbett in 10th.
And in 11th, we've got Jared Haynes, Austin Green 12th, Chase Hamilton 13th, Travis Roberto 14th, Steve Sizemore 15th, 16th, Quentin Steinbach, James Waring in 17th, 18th, you got Danny Barnes, Heath Jobin 19th, John Darnell rounding out your top 20.
That is your top 20. Starting 21st tonight will be Ryan Bailey. Casey Sprinkle actually did make the field. We'll start in 22nd. Cameron Hackett in 23rd. Jeffrey Morrison in 24th. Nick Seipel in 25th. Chase Mistretta will start in 26th. Brock Westmoreland in 27th. Miziel Flores in 28th. James Wagner in 29th. And Michael Barksdale rounding out your top 30.
You got William Price, Ron Morris Jr., Jeremy Osborne, Cameron Craighead, the last of the 4 to take a lap. Yourself not going to be in the race. Paul Turner also not going to be in the race. But Joey Galati, William Scott in that 35th and 36th spot, 37th, you've got Sterling Thies, Miles Bagley, and Mark Vondell rounding out your 39 truck field.
That is our starting field here tonight as the pace car is going to dive off on a pit lane for the first time here tonight. Nash Brambilla and I believe Axel Smith in the Geico restart zone. We are green here on a Monday night for the PGR Lite Series. Nash Brambilla will lead lap number 1 of 50 here tonight as he leads Freddy Basanez and Brian Hennings here as we are 2 by 2 down the backstretch here at Daytona, as all these trucks a little bit farther back starting to slice and dice and make their way to the front here. Nash Brambilla looking for his first win here in this series to lock himself in to the playoffs, just 3 or 4 weeks away from here tonight. We'll see if Nash Brambilla can get it done. Right behind him, as seasoned vet here in this series, that's the 51, Freddy Basanez.
And Axel Smith leading up on the top side. He was blinking a couple times, but looks like he's steadying out right now. But that bottom line really strong. 2 towards the back, trying to make it work. That's Brock Westmoreland in the very back of that outside line, trying to make his way up front. But Nash Brambilla, a strong start here, lead in that inside line.
Yeah, inside line stacking up all the way on back. And right now we stay double filed here in the early going. Your new leader there on the top, that is going to be the 97 of Axel Smith. Axel Smith currently in the 7th position in the point standings. Has ran all 4 races as well with 92 points. Still looking for that win. A couple top 10s, 1 top 5. So Axel Smith looking to stay in it here. That win obviously would put him in, but a really good points night. And he will be safe and comfortable right now, as I believe next week we will head to, let me go check up on that schedule really quick. I thought I had it pulled up here. VRX Lite Series schedule. Yeah, we'll be going to Talladega in the Xfinity Series car. And then the last regular season race, kind of a wild card, it'll be Kansas Speedway in the Craftsman Trucks. So we'll see how it all shapes out. But that is going to be the regular season finale at Kansas. So looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah, excited for it. Axel Smith is still blinking up there. We're all 3 wide, but the 3rd lane just completely died out of nowhere. Looks like the 2nd car in line on the top side trying to push Austin, hit the wall, and he's dropping back. Everyone dropping back there on that 3rd line. But if Axel Smith's internet can start, stabling out, is one car going to jump out to the outside. Axel Smith blinks yet again. This is going to be a problem here. We try to ask him to go to the back. It doesn't sound like he's responding. Not going to want to give him a black flag, but really it's hindering the race there in the middle.
Yeah, riding along with Austin Green right now, pushing Wyatt Gray in that 3rd lane. He's had some trouble here through 4 races this season, sitting in the 18th position with only 60 points. So, but not too far off that top 10. If he can get a good finish here tonight and/or win, Austin Green will be right back in this thing. But some bad luck. We'll see if the man from Florida can get it done. Caution out for the first time here tonight. And a little bit farther on back, and looks like John Darnell involved. Miziel Flores, Ron Morris. Man, he's had some bad luck in this series as well. We'll let Baker go do his thing. We'll go back here and see if we can get a slow motion replay of this in the back. And Ron Morris Jr., unfortunately, man, I think he has been wrecked out of just about every single Light Series race. And yeah, Brock Westmoreland right there comes up. Ron has nowhere to go. It's going to start a chain reaction. There's Morris, the 76, involved. Brock Westmoreland. Flores comes in here. It's going to, yeah, it looks like him and Mistretta are going to get into it as well. Another, yep, there's the 48 is involved. We'll rewind this again here. Keep your eye on the 4 truck. That's Brock Westmoreland. Right there on the left-hand portion of your screen. Brock is going to be 3 wide right here. He's actually going to get into the wall. Ron Morris actually and Brock Westmoreland both get in the wall at the same time. But Brock's going to come down the track and almost collide with the 11. That's going to stack him up here. And unbelievable luck for Ron Morris. I know he cannot possibly be happy about that one. as the first caution of tonight's race comes here in the early going. And all these guys, well, Barksdale, a lot of damage to Michael Barksdale. You see him here on pit lane. Here comes your leaders, led by Freddy Basanez, as they all come down pit lane with only 40% fuel in these cars here tonight. Fuel's going to be at a premium here, and all these cars trucks, will be getting service here early. No tires for the most part. It's going to be a splash and go. As the race off pit road, looks like Nash Brambilla of PGR possibly won the race off pit road. It looks like at the 23. Baker's mom in the chat here tonight, and that's her 10th super on a live stream. So we want to thank Baker's mom for all her support here on the PGR eSports network over the years. We much appreciate it. And, well, you know what? She dropped a super chat. If anyone else is out there watching and wants to help support PGR eSports, drop a super chat or a super sticker here tonight. Any amount counts, and we would much appreciate it. But we're going to celebrate her 10th super on live stream. Mark Person also in the chat tonight, as is Mike Davenport cheering on Team PGR. So appreciate you all here joining us early. Michael Barksdale is done here tonight. He's already in the chat, and fortunate luck here to start tonight's race for Barksdale, but hopefully he can come back and try to get that elusive win and put himself into the championship playoffs.
We got 4 races with 4 different winners, being Chris Melton, being one of those, Chris Melton, and having another strong run there in 6th place. And yeah, that last one just going to be an unfortunate situation. Brock Westmoreland looks like he gets in the wall himself, just drifting up a little bit too high, tries to pull it down off the wall, and then causes a stack up behind. So that'll be a drive-through for him, since it's the first 20 laps.
So drive-through penalty here in the early going, lap number 9 of 50, as the pace car lights are now up, and these Craftsman trucks will file in double file. Man, a cool looking paint scheme there. You look on the high side of the racetrack. That is Brian Hennings in the 74. And as Baker mentioned, 4 different winners to start the season: Wyatt Gray, Stephen Miles, Freddy Basanez, and Chris Melton. Can we get a 5th different winner here tonight? We shall see. And some hungry guys up here, including Nash Brambilla, Hunter Hastings as well. He has been running really well. Brian Hennings, Josh McCullough. And we'll see which driver could possibly keep this trend going here tonight of different winners. It's a little bit different format than season number 1, as we will have a 3-race playoff this season. The first round will consist of 10 drivers, so any regular season race winner will be locked into the playoffs, and that will leave any non-winner racing for advancement in round 1. So round 1's kind of cool. If you won a race, you will automatically transfer into round 2. So if you are not a race winner and you got in on points, you will be racing for your playoff life in round number 1. And 8 drivers will advance to round number 2, where the highest 4 of 8 finishers will then advance to the final 4, which will be round number 3. So a little bit different format this season as we come back here into the Tri-Oval at Daytona. The pace car is going to dip onto pit road again. Nash Brambilla, Freddy Basanez into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back into the air.
Bottom side rolling good again. That is Nash Brambilla on the bottom. And they're wrecking out back. Going to have to throw the caution here.
Wrecking out back. The second caution now out. Looks like Brock Westmoreland possibly part of it again. So yellow flag out for the second time here tonight. We'll get in the blimp cam. And we'll slow it down to stack up right there. Yeah, unfortunately, Brock Westmoreland. Ooh, Austin Green involved. He is turned. Brock's going to go up the racetrack. Ooh, just clipped the number 5. And he cannot keep it off the wall. And it just looked like a stack up in front of the 4 of Brock Westmoreland. Already some very bad luck here tonight for the 4. This will give us a good view here. I believe that's Sean Corbett, Joey Galati. Yeah, Galati just checks up. Looked like, actually, Corbett, you saw the flames from his pipe. Darnell goes up high, and there's the stack up. And, yeah, Austin didn't see it. Austin's going to come right there into Brock Westmoreland. Yeah, stack up in the back, and a quick caution again. That'll be 2 here on the night. And some more bad luck for Austin Green as well, but he looks pretty clean. I'm sure he'll come back down for service, make sure he fixes any and all damage there for the 87. We'll go back live here. Back up front, and I would assume all these trucks going to stay out on the racetrack this time, at least amongst the leaders. And nope, they're going to come in for fuel. So fuel tonight, these guys say we're going to pack it in every single time, and leaders back down pit lane here. Brian Hennings is going to stay out, as is Ron Morris. Nash Brambill is going to lead him off pit lane again. Freddy Basanez, Hunter Hastings. So these guys are going to come out with some fuel, but some different strategies here. It looks like it's going to put Brian Hennings here in the lead.
It makes sense, right? It's, let's see, Cameron Craighead probably going to get his, he did drive around. He will get his lap back. As a lucky Doug Bondell, he's lap down. But Ron Morris Jr., he's going to get a lap back by staying out there, being in front of all these leaders. And then leaders behind him, they only went 1 turn of green flag. So it's not like they burned that much fuel, maybe a lap of fuel. So Brian Hennings with a good call to stay out. And then everyone else behind him did take that pit strategy. So,
yeah, Brian Hennings, your new leader. Ron Morris Jr. up there, I believe. I don't know if he's getting the lucky dog or he's a lap down, but a lot of damage still to the 76. No fast repairs, man. It has been accident after accident for the 76 all season long. He is hanging by a thread. He's coming back each week, trying to chase that win at this point, because most likely the 76 will not be able to point his way in. So Ron Morris Jr. is going for a win, whether it be tonight or in the next coming weeks, and just cannot catch a break here on Monday night. But I have some different faces up here right now. Ryan Bailey now being scored in the 2nd position. William Rice in 3rd, and Miziel Flores in 4th. So those top 4 guys stayed out, and then you got Nash Brambilla on a full tank of fuel, as he's currently being scored in the 5th position. So we will restart next time by here, and we'll see if we can get some green flag racing in here on Monday night.
Yeah, 13 laps down, just about the 36 laps when we take the green flag to go here. So gonna hope for some good green flag racing, but it's just the nature of the beast when it comes to the stack ups on the bottom lane for the restarts. So gave the field a warning, told them to stay within a truck length of each other. If not, you're gonna start black flagging people for not catching up, causing stack ups. No one got a fault there, but just it started mid-pack where they weren't really formed up, and then you know how it goes. The accordion gets longer, and then once it comes back, it all compresses there, and that's what caused the wreck.
So Stephen Miles did not make the field here tonight, so that is the news just received. Stephen Miles is one of the drivers that did not make tonight's race. So he is currently sitting pretty there in third in, well, not third in points, but with a win. He will have to race, though. He will have to race, I believe it's 5 of the 7 events. So he was already down 1. He'll have to make the next 2 races to make sure that win counts to get him in the playoffs. So Stephen Miles, actually no, he is at 4 races. So he is at 4 races. This will be the first miss he has. So he will have to at least race 1 of the next 2 races, and that win will get him locked into the playoffs, as he currently sits in the 4th position behind Casey Sprinkle, Jared Haynes, and Wyatt Gray. As we get set to go back, green is the pace car. Back on the pit lane, Brian Hennings, your new leader. Ryan Bailey to his outside. Green flag back into the air here at Daytona.
Another stack up. There it is. Again, wrecking. And this time, it's the big one.
Carnage here in the Trioval at Daytona. Another stack up here, and more wrecked race trucks here tonight. And I'm sure a lot of guys not too happy. Sprinkle off the track, as was William H. Scott Jr., John Darnell, Jared Haynes, Heath Joe. Man, a ton of drivers involved in this one. Sterling Thies, Joey Galati, Austin Green. And we will go back here to a replay of this one. And man, that was a big one here in the Trioval. As we slow it down here, I think it's actually going to start a little bit farther up here.
I mean, way up front. Way up front, just after we talked about the truck length.
And here we go. Now I'm onto it here. It's going to start. Nice shot here, the drone cam. These guys all stacking up here in the front. And that's going to cause a accordion effect here. And there goes Jared Haynes. He's the first to get out of line. Corbett out of line as well. Basanez to his back bumper, but Jared Haynes involved. Axel Smith, Mark Vondell. Looks like James Wagner into the grass. Excuse me there. I don't know why the cameras are getting way back behind the grandstand here, but try to get that fixed really quick. And you'll see a great shot here of this stack up. Roberto involved as well. Well, it looks like he's going to be clear. Roberto is clear. Melton in the middle of all this. He's heavy on the brakes, trying to do a good job of getting out of it, but Haynes comes back down. Chase Mastretta kind of bullies his way through. He's got damage on the front end. Cameron Hackett, you see him there in the 11. The number 8 as well, Chase. Well, the other 8, that's Steve Sizemore involved. So a big one here. Another stack up. Couple stack ups here in a row. As we go back up front, Austin Green being scored your leader. Brian Hennings in second. Not so sure Austin is your leader. Maybe he is, but thought he was involved in the last stack up.
I think he may have stayed out.
So Austin Green chasing some track position here. Not a bad idea with, I believe, what is the 3rd caution already here tonight. So These guys trying to get their footing here. Only 40% fuels. Hoping to see some green flag racing, some green flag stops, but so far we have not been able to
Ain't
take
even make
off.
it to turn one.
Right. Couple more people joining the chat tonight. One's, hey, we're going to get some green flag laps in. We hope so. These boys right now got to settle down just a little bit. Try to log some laps here tonight. 17 of 50 in the books. Austin Green, your new leader. Brian Hennings in second. Joshua McCullough in the 05 Menards. A new paint scheme for him here in third. William Rice in fourth. And rounding out your current top five, Ryan Bailey. And we'll try to rack it up and do it all over again here. And we went through the rest of the regular season schedule. It'll be May 5th, Xfinity at Talladega 1 week from tonight. Couple weeks from tonight, May 12th, that'll be the Craftsman Trucks at Kansas. So the first time PGR eSports will hit the track at Kansas Speedway. That'll end the regular season. And then the Gen 6 at Talladega on Monday, May 19th. And that's one I am looking forward to. That is the playoff opener. And we'll follow that up with an off week for Memorial Day on May 26th. We'll come back on June 2nd. That'll be the Xfinity Series at Talladega. And the series will culminate at Daytona in the ARCA Menards, where it all started on March 31st. And that will be your playoff, as Austin Green now, your new leader, will lead them down. As the pace car again to pit lane. The Geico restart zone, green flag back in the air here in the PGR Lite Series.
Well, man, we made it through turn one. I was holding our breath there. I didn't want to say the same thing 3 times in a row. So we made it to 1, making it out of 2, but everyone's single file. Here goes Basanez up to the top. He's going to take the push on the outside. 3 trucks strong on that outside line with Austin Green leading the bottom.
Yeah, Travis Roberto here. We're riding on board right behind William Rice, who came up the racetrack. Roberto looked like he was going right to the front with the push from Gray. Austin Green now to the middle lane. That opens up the door for Joshua McCullough, getting pushed by Brian Hennings out of California. These guys 2x2 in the tri-oval here. They are wrecking big behind. Trucks all over the place. One into the wall hard. That's John Darnell. Smoke everywhere. And the big one again here at Daytona. What a vicious wreck here in the tri-oval. John Darnell smoking. That'll end his night. It's yellow flag for the 4th time here tonight. And we will go back to this replay again. And it is... Cautions are breeding cautions here in the first part of tonight's race. And you see right there in the middle of your screen is what started this wreck. We'll go back. We'll try to watch this 41 Blind Squirrel Racing. That is Jeremy Osborne, I believe. We'll slow it down. Yeah, Sizemore. It's a checkup. You see Hamilton heavy on the brakes, fire from the pipes, and that stacks up Sizemore and Osborne. The rest is history. There goes the 5 around. Osborne, Sizemore involved again. John Darnell probably takes the grunt of this wreck. And watch John Darnell and the vicious hit. After he's in the grass there, he gets another push there from the 35. That pushes Darnell right up the racetrack in to the catch fence, or to the outside wall. Heavy damage for Darnell. And another caution here tonight is now we get pit stops. Here comes Josh McCullough, Brian Hennings, Austin Green down pit lane. All coming for Sunoco Racing Fuel. Lap 21 of 50 here tonight. Here's Freddy Basanez into his stall. Axel Smith coming in as well. He's got to check up to get in. Axel Smith has some issues there. Here's Adam Young in the 35 Hooters machine. Off pit lane as well. Jared Haynes still in his stall fixing damage right there. Jeremy Osborne in the 41. And he will be on pit exit. So, Matt, it has been definitely some action here in the early going. Hunter Hastings staying out on the racetrack, I believe. He will be your new leader here at Daytona. And while we have a second, we'll take a quick break here on the PGR eSports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back here live at Daytona International Speedway, the world's center of racing for race number 5 of Season 2 of the PGR Lite Series. Right now, Joshua McCullough leads Brian Hennings, Ryan Bailey, Austin Green, and now Nick Seipel into your top 5. It has been quite a bit of carnage here in the early going. 4 or 5 cautions here so far tonight, a lot of them here in the trial. We'll see if we can get some green flag laps now as we approach the halfway point of tonight's race. Josh McCullough had a shot at last year's title, and he is back here for season number 2, chasing that championship here, as is Austin Green, Brian Hennings as well. So here we go. We're going to rack them up yet again. Josh McCullough in the 05 will lead Brian Hennings in the 74 down to the Geico restart zone again. And we will try to get some green flag racing in again. Flagman gets the flag, green flag, back into the air at Daytona.
And again, they had to stack up on the bottom towards the back, almost direct. A good save by Jared Haynes. He's visibly frustrated and audibly frustrated, as I would be as well, because I guess we just don't know how to restart in the trucks. May have to take the trucks away from these guys. They keep racing like this, but you know, once we get through a lap, the racing starts to get good, and people can hold their lines. Hopefully there's not any indecisive moves that happen again. You see Seipel getting pushed by Freddy Basanez there on the top line. Look for Austin Green maybe to hop up. He does not. He's got Josh McCullough in front of him. Brian Hennings behind him. So good, strong top 5 there, rolling there on the outside and inside lines respectively. But a big, long single file line is, oh, Austin Green, a little bit of tunnel vision after we just talked about the top 5 being good. Goes straight up the track.
Yeah, Austin Green working with Josh McCullough here tonight. So kind of odd to see that happen, and maybe some miscommunication there between the 87 and the 05. No harm, no foul, though. They settle back in line. Nick Seipel now, your leader here on the top in the 75. And he is at a new team here in the money racing community. And we'll see if Nick Seipel can get to victory lane here tonight. Right now being pushed by Basanez. Back into the picture, Nash Brambilla in the 23. Sean Corbett now, he's made his way from the back to the front here in the 45 Ford. As you see him right there behind Brian Hennings. A little bit farther back in 8th position right now, that is Ryan Bailey from Memphis, Tennessee in the 10, trying to get the job done here tonight. And a little bit farther back in the 10th position, Miles Bagley from Kennesaw, Georgia. The young man here racing to see if he can lock himself into the championship playoffs this season.
White Gray trying a little bit of 3 wide there with Casey Sprinkle on the outside line. The only 2 trucks going up to that 3rd line, but that middle line will start to check up. Once they get the side draft, they'll start to roll and maybe get a couple players up there. But so far, everyone pretty content with just saying 2 wide. Oh man, a little bit of movement up the racetrack. You see Josh McCullough back up to the top, and Wagner almost got into Wyatt, and Wyatt Gray, he's going to drop off with Casey Sprinkle.
Yeah, you see 2 by 2 now here in the front of the pack. Travis Roberto in the 028 Mach 10 Motorsports. We've carried a race of theirs here not too long ago, so glad to see some guys coming on over to the PGR eSports side of things from some of the other races we have broadcast on the channel. So we'll see if Travis Roberto can make some noise here in PGR. There he is in that black and yellow orange in the 028 right now, sandwiched right behind Bagley and I believe Heath Job. So Bagley to the top of the racetrack, and they've settled down just a little bit here at Daytona. 2 by 2 through the whole field. 24 laps to go now as we count them down.
See, McCullough makes another move to the top side. He is not clear to the bottom. Going to stack up the stop line. Seipel all over the back bumper of Josh McCullough. Gets out of shape. You see it stack all the way back.
Into Corbett. There they go. Big wreck. McCullough on his side. He's going to hold down the brakes and keep that truck grounded. A lot of smoke, but I'm not seeing a lot of damage. Caution out again. Ooh, it's more damage after the fact there. But another caution here tonight. Heath Job, Steve Sizemore. Now that was a little bit earlier, sorry. William H. Scott, Quentin Steinbach. Jeremy Osborne involved. So another big one here at Daytona. And it starts up front with Corbett and Seipel as well as McCullough. And we'll try to see here. Keep an eye here on your front cars. There is a stack up. McCullough's going a little bit slow. It's going to stack up Seipel. Well, looks like he just gets turned off the front bumper of Nick Seipel. Comes down into Corbett. tries to hold on, tries to save it, cannot do it. Seipel's getting pushed hard by Basanez, and Seipel has nowhere to go. That's going to lift up the 05 just a little bit. And wow, almost up and over is Josh McCullough. They all fan out behind. And you see right there, ooh, there goes Hunter Hastings. And you just see all these trucks trying to avoid it here on the apron of pit entry. And yeah, just could have been a lot worse. Not terrible right there. A lot of these drivers able to kind of keep the damage at a minimum. But we had a little bit of carnage after.
Yeah, Mizel Flores just
yeah.
no brake pedal at all, straight into it, hits James Waring. Big damage to Waring.
You were right on point with the replay we were showing there. And he comes right up into those guys because otherwise it wasn't really a lot of damage for these guys, but it ended up being some for a few of them here at the end of that one. Josh McCullough, man, he was up front. He is now on pit lane, fixing some damage there in the 05. We go back up front. Austin Green, still your leader. 22 laps to go. And while we have a minute, we're going to see if we can bring up Austin Green here tonight. Austin Green, the 87. You have a copy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Well, you tell us, man. I'll tell you what. We've watched you here probably go through. It's been a roller coaster ride here for not only you, but a lot of these drivers here tonight. A lot of checkups here on the restarts tonight. I know you dealt with some earlier before you were able to, I believe, stay out for one of the cautions and get that track position that is super valuable here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a messy one tonight, and I can't really say much because I've definitely not been the best driver tonight. I mean, I haven't done anything brutal to anybody, but just I feel like I haven't been definitely not my best race. But yeah, I figured, I know Ward kind of mentioned earlier about maybe trying something different. If I wanted to maybe try to get to the front, and said try to flip the track position and hope for a caution, and kind of seemed like it was going to be a lot of cautions tonight after the first couple incidents. So got the track position. It was nice having a teammate up here, but I mean, I know Brian's a good guy, so I just want to try to finish up here and hopefully get some points, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, right now we got you in the 18th position, 4 races in, but, you know, points are obviously, you know, you want to get some points tonight, but, you know, that win gets you into the playoffs. How much are you going to go for that win here tonight at the end if you're in position?
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate part about it is that I probably have to try to go for that win a little bit more than I would like to, because ideally I'm okay with normally just pushing guys at the end. But I mean, we're getting close to that point in the season where I feel like I'm not even going to have a realistic chance to point my way in. So with that being the case and the wins being hard to come by, or even being at the front being hard to come by at the end, I'll probably just try to go for it at the end, I guess, and see what happens.
All right, Austin. Well, good luck the rest of the night. Maybe we'll be talking to you here after tonight's race.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, guys.
And that was Austin Green, currently your leader here tonight. We'll see if Austin Green can get it done here in the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Ford. And Austin Green, obviously you heard him there, Baker. He said, you know, he might have to go for that win a little bit more than he wants to here tonight. We'll see if that, you know, comes to fruition later and how aggressive he will be in this race. So we're going to bring him down to Green once again. It is Green and Hennings here on the front row with just 21 laps to go. 20 to go when we hit the line as the green flag back into the air here at Daytona.
Going to move up to the top side for Austin Green after passing the start-finish line to try and get a push from Hennings. Going to pull Hennings all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to leave Freddy Basanez out to dry. He's going to drop way back. Only looks like 6 trucks, now 7 trucks on the bottom lane. Gray, he's going to pull out to the outside line, try and pick him up. That's two very strong trucks that will be leading that outside line once they get help, but it's going to take a while. It's a little momentum in this truck. It takes quite a bit for them to get everything built up. Another one hops out to the top side. That is Nash Brambilla. So now you got three very strong trucks on that outside line, but that bottom side leading strong with some numbers. Watch for Hennings to maybe pull up here. He does in front of Freddy Basanez, and he will take the lead out of turn 4 with a big push on the outside.
Yeah, big push there as Brian Hennings now to the point here at Daytona. The 51 Bojangles machine of Freddy Basanez looking strong here, down on the bottom of the racetrack in second position now. And here comes the man with a win as well. It's Wyatt Gray. Wyatt Gray, Basanez, those got to be the championship favorites here in the early going, along with Steven Miles, who is not racing here tonight. Those two have been stout from the drop of the green flag in the season opener all the way until now. These two PGR guys, though, right behind them, are going to try to make some noise tonight. That is Brambilla. Hennings, they're going to go right to the top here. Try to make their move here outside turn number 4. They're going to block that run on the top. Basanez going to try to block it. He can't do it. Side by side on the tribal at the start-finish line.
And that was a big power move blocking that top side. You see 3 wide towards the back. That's Josh McCullough trying to get back to the front after getting turned off the front bumper, trying to make his way back forward. No real help there on the backside, but now he's got Seiple, the one who, it was a square push on the top side, just got him turned around, trying to help him out. Third line there on that third line, but Freddy Basanez is doing a good job managing, and now Wyatt Gray to the bottom side, but you see PGR still strong. They're lined up by 2 here on that. Ooh.
Big wreck here. Nick Seiple involved. So is the 51. And another caution has come out. And another big one. Heavy damage to Seipel's machine. Brock Westmoreland, the 51 as well. And I believe that's William Rice. Chase Hamilton involved. The 48 of Cameron Craighead. With 17 laps to go. Another big accident here. As we go back and take a look at this one. Three wide here in the middle of your racetrack. And yeah, it looks like Mistretta far end there. That's where it's going to start. We'll go back up there. That's going to stack up this middle lane. Wagner around. So is Westmoreland. Heath Job involved. The 5 there as well. I believe that's Chase Hamilton. Miles Bagley. And a slew of other trucks here involved. There's another big one here at Daytona. And I'm not sure who's going to be left racing here at the end. And let's go back up and rewind this one again, because I think it starts up here with Chase Mistretta and maybe Chris Melton here. And here we go. Melton's going to come up the racetrack. He's going to try to block that run of McCullough. Here comes, yeah, Melton's just going to come down back into the lane and get, kind of cut the nose off Mistretta. So Melton right there, kind of maybe just, I don't know, he was making the right move, in my opinion, to go to the top of the racetrack, block that run and try to take that third to the front, but he hesitated just a little bit, came down in front of Mistretta, and man, right behind there, that's all going to break loose behind, and another big one here tonight. Man, Brock Westmoreland going backwards. He has had a rough night. As we go back up front here with just 16 laps to go, it's Nash Brambilla, your leader. And we will await the race control Matthew Baker back up here, hopefully to give us some insight into the cause of the caution. It looked possibly like Chris Melton came down from the third lane in front of Mistretta.
What it looks like to me is, Melton creeps up the track. It looks like maybe he was going on third line, thought a little bit better of it, or he was going to, I think he was going to stay there. And Chase had room a little bit more to the inside. Sprinkle was up the track a little bit, and I don't think Melton thought Chase was going to be that far up the track. And when he does, he gets into Melton as Melton is coming down to line up to get a big push for Josh McCullough. I just think it's more of a racing deal than anything.
So racing deal there on the yellow flag. 16 laps to go. There'll be 15 to go here at the line. So Brambilla right now linked up with his teammate Brian Hennings. But they are going to have a tough time here with Freddy Basanez, Austin Green. And I'll tell you what, Adam Young as well up here in the top 5. He is hungry as well for a win. You'll not want to go anywhere here tonight. We've had a different winner through the first 4. Will we have a new winner here tonight as the pace car lights are off yet again? And we will go green next time by as Hunter Hastings, Josh McCullough, Sean Corbett, Casey Sprinkle, and Axel Smith currently reside in the top 10 as well. A lot of viewers here tonight on a Monday night. Want to thank you all for joining us here live on the PGR eSports Network. I'm your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro. Matthew Baker has joined me as well. Double dutying here tonight, race control and as a broadcaster. So I want to appreciate him doing all he does overseas and also coming over here and helping us out as much as he possibly can. It's got to be a nice break from the daily grind out there. So appreciate Matt coming up here and joining us tonight. So we're going to get him going again. Hopefully we can see a really good finish here tonight in the Lite Series with all the viewers here watching tonight as we get set to go green flag again. It is Nash Brambilla and Freddy Basanez here to lead us down as the pace car heads down pit lane. Green flag is flying yet again here in the air. 2x2 through the tri-oval as we have 14 laps to go here at Daytona.
We had some craziness there on the last lap coming to green. It looked like a car got on the outside wall in 3 and 4, but nonetheless up front, bad start on the bottom for a couple trucks. That's going to put Nash Brambilla and Brian Hennings to the back. So the slow start for the third truck on the bottom lane is going to really screw the top 2 that were on the bottom. And now he moves up to the third lane. And it's going to clear Austin Green. He clears, takes it over Freddy Basanez. Freddy Basanez is going to drift back to Hunter Hastings right there as the push on the bottom. Big time push by 3 trucks, almost 4 trucks on the bottom side. Clears Nash Brambilla. Austin Green. Will Nash move up? Yes, he does in front of Freddy Basanez. Going to take a push.
Yeah, Austin Green, a power move to get to the lead of this race. And, well, we heard him in the interview. He is going to go for that win because he knows that it is going to be very important because he's not going to bank on the points. So Austin Green said, hey, I'm going to go for it here tonight, and that he is doing with just 13 laps to go. As he goes to the high side there, that opens up the door on the bottom for Brian Hennings as Josh McCullough now has come back from from an accident earlier here tonight. So here comes the 05 on the bottom. He's going to challenge for this win here tonight. And we have a very strong top 5 right now, even a top 10. All these guys racing really hard, 2x2 throughout the field. As we now have 12 laps to go in this one, as Nash Brambilla leads that outside lane.
And Freddie was calling for him to clear to the bottom. He couldn't. And Nash Brambilla going to get Austin up in front of him at an awkward position there in the And the exit of the corner is very light truck. And now you got Brian Hennings clear. Josh McCullough's calling for clear up. And there goes Brian Hennings to the top side, getting a push from Austin Green. Austin's got the freshest temps of all of them since Austin was moving and grooving through the different lines. Austin Hunter Hastings going to take a try at the outside line. He's got Chase Mistretta pushing him. Look for them to make a big run here on that outside line.
Yeah, these guys throwing some big blocks here right now at the front of the racetrack. And here comes the third lane, led by Hunter Hastings, Chase Mistretta, and Wyatt Gray. The 3 wide racing everyone came out to watch here tonight. Here we go with just 11 laps to go. 3 by 3 here at the front of your field. Got a lap car down here on the apron. We've got 3 trucks making it work here on the high side. Can they keep it going? Will they have enough temps to stay up there with your leaders? Mistretta hard on the back bumper, the 44 of Hastings.
And Hastings going to get a big run on the outside. Only 3 trucks, though. Wyatt Gray being that last truck on the outside line. But Josh McCullough, great recovery from getting turned out of the lead from Nick Seipel. Oh, Chase Mistretta up into the outside wall. He's losing it. Austin Green saves it. There goes Chase Mistretta on the outside wall into Wyatt Gray. And that's going to be a caution.
Yeah, Chase Mistretta kind of lost it there, Corbett around. For the most part, these guys were able to kind of keep it together there. But the caution has to come out as all these trucks kind of beating and banging off one another. So yellow flag is out. We're going to go back up here to the front. Chase Mistretta. And we will go to our chopper cam here, and they're already kind of out of sorts there. So let's kind of watch. Keep an eye on the 8 truck right there from Nightmare eSports. It's Chase Mistretta. He's going to get into the wall there. He's going to come back down, stay off Austin Green. But now he's loose, and here he comes back down. Yep, he's going to get into Austin Green right there. And Austin's going to go back up into Mistretta. It's going to put him up into the wall. Wyatt Gray 4 wide there with Nash Brambill and Jared Haynes. But Wyatt Gray's going to get clipped there at the end. Some damage to the right side of Gray. Here comes Roberto. As he tries to stay off the back bumper of Gray, he can't. So a little bit of damage to him. And the rest of these guys actually really kept it together pretty good. Corbett actually, the guy behind there, gets the worst of it back here. Chris Melton as well. James Wagner hard on the brakes, as is Joey Galati. And caution back out here tonight.
That's not something you see often from Chase. I wonder if he had something wrong with the wheel. I know he had that incident just moments ago there with Melton. I wonder if he broke anything in that car. Had a little toe out of alignment, but unfortunate for Chase there and everyone else behind.
Yeah, uncharacteristic there by Mistretta. Brings out the caution flag again. We have 8 laps to go, so we are winding down here at Daytona. And right now, McCullough, Sprinkle, Hastings, Green, top 4, all with no wins here on the season. And it is shaping up to be another first-time winner on this season. And we would love to see that. Hunter Hastings possibly to victory lane tonight. Josh McCullough. How about Casey Sprinkle in the 59 from McCullough Motorsports? I'll tell you what, that team's strong right now because it's Sprinkle, Green, McCullough all working together tonight. So they got the numbers here in the front. And we'll see if they can get the job done.
You know, Hastings, he's impressed me in the last couple of weeks. I've seen him in a couple other series running, McCullough Motorsports, and a couple other series like that. I think he got a win over at McCullough Motorsports on that third line. He just has improved more and more. I think he's still racing with R&R, if I'm not mistaken. So a good driver there for R&R, and they're having a good showing.
Yeah, great showing here from Hunter Hastings. Trying to put it all together and finish the job here tonight. You see the James Wagner welding on the side of that truck. So Hunter Hastings right now in a prime position to snatch that victory here in the PGR Lite Series. We'll see if we can. I don't think he is around here. Go back up here to the front. Josh McCullough being scored your leader. And right now we have Casey Sprinkle there in second. And we'll see if we can bring up Casey Sprinkle really quick. Casey Sprinkle, you got a copy. Casey Sprinkle, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. Well, 7 laps to go here at Daytona. You find yourself right now in the second position, side by side with, I believe, a teammate, Josh McCullough. And you got a teammate behind you as well in Austin Green. And what's it going to take to get the job done here tonight and get that first victory here in the PGR Lite Series?
Probably just sticking with my teammates. Just trying to stay up front of the wrecks if I don't fall back behind top 5 probably, and also hopefully no overtime because I'm pretty short on pretty close on fuel.
Yeah, well, hey, you're one of the youngest drivers in this field. Your hometown's coming up as North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, so pretty cool there as one of the oldest tracks in NASCAR, Wilkesboro Speedway. I'm assuming you've been there before, Casey.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been there both the truck races last 2 years and the All-Star race last year, and probably going to the truck race this year as well.
Well, some cool stuff there, Casey. Hey, why don't you go get the job done tonight? Bring that truck in one piece to victory lane here on a Monday night and show out and show up for those fans out here watching you tonight. But hopefully we'll get to be talking to you a little bit later.
All right, thank you. We'll do.
That was Casey Sprinkle right now in the second position. And I'll tell you what, he is in a really good spot here tonight with his teammate Austin Green right behind and one right to the inside. So we'll see how this all shapes up. Josh McCullough is going to bring him down to the green flag. It'll be 6 laps to go when we hit the line as the pace car dives off on what could be the last time here tonight. We'll find out. The Geico restart zone, green flag in the air.
Another big stack up on the bottom, going to lead all the way to the back of the field, but they hang on to it. And the bottom side, another good start, but man, they lost all of their help. Hunter Hastings, the only one pushing on the bottom. That top side going to absolutely fly by them here as they come out of turn 2. Casey Sprinkle getting a push from Austin Green and Freddy Basanez. Wyatt Gray, though, looks like he does have damage, and it is hindering his performance. Hastings up to the top side.
Yeah, 2 by 2 jockeying for position now here in the lead pack as Casey Sprinkle now to the forefront. But they're going to wreck on back. Brian Hennings is involved. Here comes another caution. And that is going to not put us in overtime, but get us very close to the end of this one. And another great job by these guys, though, to kind of, not really make the wreck bigger than it could been there. And unfortunately, though, for Brian Hennings, hard in the outside wall, I believe. Let's slow this down. Ooh, it's going to come right there from the bottom. Wyatt Gray comes down in front of the 12. Yeah, he's pointing way down the racetrack. Not sure why he came down that far.
I think he had some toe damage there. Whenever he went to shift lanes to go to the bottom, it just completely lost it from himself. And it's unfortunate, to say the least.
Yeah, that sends Jeffrey Morrison, unfortunately, up the racetrack into Brian Hennings. And they hit hard on the outside wall. Ooh, Nash Brambilla. And he was looking good here tonight. He might get the worst of the damage there. Heavy right side damage to Nash Brambilla. Possibly some wheel damage as well.
Nash and Brian, unfortunate. They were having such a good run together and caught in one fell swoop. As you know, I think Wyatt was shuffling to the bottom, knowing that he had some damage that was going to hinder the cars behind him that have been racing so well. But yeah, that's it's very unfortunate.
We'll ride along here with Nash at real time and right behind Hennings. Can't see what's going on in front. And there goes Basin, as you see. And, yeah, right back up the track is Morrison when he gets it up. And Nash brand Bill in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the man from Minneapolis, Minnesota, currently resides in Las Vegas. That'll most likely end any chance he has tonight at that victory. As we go back up front, it is still Casey Sprinkle out front with just 4 laps to go, although this will not put us in to overtime here tonight. So
It would be a natural green-white checkered for sure, and then a green-white checkered to finish it off. The way these guys been racing, we could hopefully get their one green flag light.
absolutely. And, well, we have another second. Let's bring up another guest here tonight. It's going to be, well, it's going to be old Light 5 time. That is Freddy Basanez. Freddy Basanez, you got a copy?
Yeah, it was good.
Well, you tell us, man. It's been a crazy wild race here tonight. A lot of checkups in tonight's field. Quite a few cautions here. I know you've been in and around some of them here tonight, but you find yourself right now in the 3rd position behind Sprinkle and behind, well, not Seipel, but behind Sprinkle. And you got Austin Green right behind you. What's it going to take to get the 51, that 6th win here in the Light Series?
I mean, first off, I gotta hope we don't go to green, white, checkered. I mean, even if we do, I think I'll have enough fuel, but still, I'd rather not go to that. I think just making the right moves, going down at the right time, timing the run good, be able to make blocks, that's gonna get me the win here. I mean, it's not easy to do all those things, but if you do it right, you get the win.
Well, Freddie, going for that 6th win right now, currently in, I believe, the 6th position in the points, but you already have that win on the season. Most likely going to be heading to the playoffs this season. Good luck here the rest of the way. Maybe we'll be talking to you in Victory Lane.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That was old Light Time 5 time right there, Freddy Basanez, as he is working with his teammates here tonight, Wyatt Gray and Nick Seipel. Nick Seipel, some bad luck earlier in this race. He is out of contention here tonight. And we will have a natural green-white checkered for all the marbles here tonight. It's possible we have a first-time winner. It's also possible we have our first repeat winner of this season. Who is it going to be? Will it be Sprinkle, Basanez, Green, Hastings, or anyone else behind them? Don't go anywhere. Everyone watching right now, the fans getting out of their seats and ready for what is going to be a spectacular finish here on Monday night. Baker, there's a lot of good guys up front. Who's your pick to win this race?
I'm looking at Austin Green, Casey Sprinkle for first-time winners, but that top side very strong. Don't know why Casey didn't choose the top there. Maybe he's going to try and control the restart, jump up in front of Freddy Basanez and leave it on himself, but that's going to give Freddy Basanez way to clear to the bottom and try and get the push from Austin Green. I think Freddy's in the catbird seat up top there, but if Casey can do a good job holding his own and blocking these lines, he's got a good shot at winning this race.
Well, he absolutely does, and here we go. If we get to the white flag, it will be an official race here on the PGR eSports Network, as the pace car, who's had a lot of work done here tonight, that guy's getting all he bargained for in that pace car, as he's about to pull off the pit lane again. It is Sprinkle and Basanez leading us to what could be the final green flag of the night. Into the Geico restart zone, and the green flag back in the air. A strong push down to the bottom by Austin Green and Josh McCullough.
And they clear by 2 trucks. Austin Green, if I was him, I'd hop to the top. But he's going to stick with his teammate. He's been sticking with him the whole time. And sticking with Josh McCullough in the bottom. That's all 3 of them lined up. But one of them is going to have to make a block. I would think Casey Sprinkle would move up the track to try and protect it here, but he's going to protect his teammate. Only 2 trucks on the outside line, in Hunter Hastings pushing a very, very wild restart. Big single file line out behind these top 5 cars, but Wyatt Gray, or not Wyatt Gray, that's Jared Haynes on the bottom, going to get a big push. Now we're 5 trucks to the bottom side. Where do they go when they get to this pack?
Yeah, Jeremy Osborne, wow, he's in contention now as well. They're getting a big run. We'll see if they can make it. Roberto a little bit farther back. Sprinkle leads it on the bottom with Austin Green. They have yet to make a move. Basanez still trying to get that push he needs to get to the front 2x2 into turn number 1.
And to turn 1, you've got 7 trucks under a blanket looking for this win. Freddy Basanez in a great position. Only 3 trucks on the bottom there, 4 on the top. I think this is Freddy Basanez's race to lose here on that top side. If Austin Green can have enough temps to push through the center of the corner, he can maybe clear Casey Sprinkle. But I don't know. I think this is Freddy Basanez's race to lose.
And here they come, side by side, Sprinkle and Basanez. The numbers say the top. They're wrecking behind. Basanez is going to lose the draft. There goes Casey Sprinkle. No, he stays in it. Side by side, Austin Green on the top. Who's it going to be? A drag race to the line. They're morphing. It's Freddy Basanez to victory lane. What a finish here on the last lap at Daytona, as Freddy Basanez is the first multi-time winner of season number 2. And he has now 6 wins in what will be his last season here in the Lite Series. Freddy Basanez back to victory lane, and heartbreak for Casey Sprinkle, but a great points day for the 59. And man, they just that team just kind of got delinked from one another. Austin Green was forced to push Basanez there, and man, what a race. I cannot wait to watch that finish one more time. It looks like those 2 trucks morphing into one another there as Freddy Basanez burns them down here. Austin Green, Josh McCullough, Travis Roberto, a great showing. That's your top 5. I am Freddy Basanez. You see it there on the hood as the Bojangles Chevrolet, the 51, burning them down here at Daytona. Having some fun here with the fans and the viewers here tonight. 52 concurrent. We've hit our most viewers all night long right now. Man, what a great atmosphere and a great showing. All you showed up tonight to watch what was one of the best finishes you'll see here in the Lite Series, as Basanez still on the infield here, burning him down. Man, he's having some fun. What a finish. We will grab your top 3 for interviews. But before we do, we'll go back to that checkered flag here tonight. And here they come.
Hastings, unfortunate. I don't know. I don't know what happened to his truck. I thought he blew up. But, you know, he's sitting about 7,100 RPMs, and then he goes down to about 6,400 in an instant. So unfortunate, to say the least, for Hunter Hastings, who's having such a strong run.
And look at that. If you're watching this replay here, you could see, I mean, it looks like the 59 is morphed halfway into the 51, at least on my screen. These 2 trucks morphing into one another here, coming to the start finish line. So you could see right there in the picture where I froze it that Freddy Basanez just a little bit ahead of Casey Sprinkle there. What a heck of a finish here tonight. We'll try to pause it here right on that start finish line. And there's your top 5 in the picture. We said it. Great showing here tonight by the 028 of Travis Roberto. As we get set to interview your top 3 here tonight. That 3rd place finisher going to be Austin Green. We talked to him earlier here tonight. We'll bring him up into the booth. The 87, you got a copy.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Well, we kind of had a feeling we'd be talking to you here tonight. Not in victory lane, but a really good showing here on the podium in 3rd place. A great points night here, Austin. Walk us through that finish.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good feeling about it, because I sure as heck didn't, at least not at the start. But no, that was finally, I felt like a good ending to a race, which was weird because the rest of the race I felt like was probably one of the worst ones that I've had this season. Just doing a lot of little things wrong. I wasn't pushing guys as good as I feel like I should be. And then, flipping track position obviously helped. At the end there, we thought fuel was going to be close. There was a lot of things that made it not really feel like it was going to end the way it did. I had the one incident where at the end where Chase, I don't know what happened, but when he came into my truck, I thought for sure I was getting right hooked into the wall. Coming out of 4 on the last lap, I thought I was getting right hooked into the wall. So I guess it was good on a night where I wasn't so good to at least be lucky. But it was cool there at the end. We were trying to figure it out amongst teammates. Obviously, I wanted to push Casey, but knowing the way the series works, if there was a shot to win, I was trying to debate on if I should go for it or stick with him. And I kind of decided on the first lap when Freddy had the run, instead of jumping out, I just decided I would stay with him. And it was working well until we came out of 4 and that incident happened. And then when I went high and got behind Freddy, or initially I was going to tuck back down behind Casey, but I saw Josh there. So I got behind Freddy, and there was no chance I was going to lift or do anything like that. It was, as soon as I jumped up, I was going to push him as hard as I could and hope that either he would win it or I'd get myself one better spot. And both of those things worked out, so it's kind of a win.
Well, absolutely. We'll get those points updated here tonight momentarily, and hopefully we'll see that 87 climbing that board. And 2 races to go until the playoffs, and you're gonna have to have another couple solid finishes here to end the regular season and try to springboard that into the playoffs this season. Austin Green, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, for sure. First off, obviously, thank you, Michael, for everything you do, managing PGR, broadcasting for it, race controlling for it. I know we had a couple of broadcasters that had to take some time away, which is obviously unfortunate because I know it puts a lot on you, but certainly appreciate it. And then thanks to Baker for doing race control, always the best. And thanks to the teammates, McCullough Motorsports, Mark, Ron, Josh, everybody for coming out. Big thanks to John Ward for sponsoring me so that I don't have to worry about crappy races when I get wrecked. Instead can just try to go win, hopefully him some money and myself. And then I think that's about it. Appreciate it, guys.
Well, that was your 3rd place finisher, Austin Green. We'll let Baker take the next one. We're going to bring up Casey Sprinkle into the booth. Casey Sprinkle, you got a copy?
Yep.
Oh, Casey, we talked to you before there on that last couple of restarts, and talk me through what you think you could have done differently to get the win. I know Hastings really kind of messed things up there on the top side with, I don't know what happened, engine expired or whatever, but what else could you have done there to try and get the win?
Well, I think I did everything that I don't think I would have changed anything I'd done. Maybe looking back at it, jumped up in front of Freddy whenever we had the run coming to the light, but I felt awesome about having 2 teammates behind me, and then coming to out of 4, it was just going to be like a drag race, but I feel like I had more help. And then I seen Hunter, I guess he blew up, and then he tagged Austin, which turned Austin up behind Freddy. And then Josh went under Austin. So I don't know if I would have changed anything that I did. Probably maybe just jumping up in front of Freddy coming to the white.
Well, nonetheless, it's a 2nd place finish. Good points day for you. Anyone you like to thank or shout out?
Mark Posen, first and foremost, for paying for my entry fee here. I was a little bit short for this race. All my teammates, obviously, Austin Green, Josh McCullough, especially Josh, for giving me that last bump there. Ron Morse, Mark Rondell, they got pull up in that pretty bad. But you for broadcasting, obviously, and Michael, you for putting on the race. Baker, you for race controlling also.
Yeah, well, thanks for talking to us, Casey. That's your 2nd place finisher.
Thank you.
Casey Sprinkle, your runner-up here tonight, but the man of the hour, well, he hasn't changed his name just yet, but he's got to change it. It's going to be the old Light 6 time now. Freddy Basanez, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, well, man, what a finish there with you and Casey Sprinkle. Man, walk us through coming out of turn number 4, some chaos there. It looked like the teammates right there kind of got a little bit misaligned. Austin Green behind you. Did you think he was going to give you that nudge to get the victory lane here tonight? He had a couple teammates there on the bottom. Walk us through what was going through your mind.
Honestly, I didn't even know they were teammates, so I kind of just raced it how I would normally race. But yeah, first off, big thanks to Hunter. He was pushing me the whole restart. Pretty mad that he couldn't finish in the money. But big thanks to him. Without him, I wouldn't have won the race. So that's the first thing. And yeah, just for most of the green white checkered, it was just gridlocked and you couldn't do nothing. So kind of just stayed there. And then once Hunter blew up, I thought I would be dead, probably get like P3 or P4. But then Josh got to Austin's inside, and then he got him on, and then he got behind me, and then he pretty much had to push me. And then coming to line, I tried to speed match Casey, and then I kind of just went inside of his car, which I think that actually helped me out. And then yeah, just got to the win.
Well, we got 5 races now here in the books, and looks like you have raced 4 of them. So you are sitting 4th in points, but hey, you got 2 victories, so you're heading straight to those championship playoffs. And we'll remind you, while we have you, make sure you do race at least one of the next 2 races to guarantee yourself a shot in those playoffs and that advancement to round number 2 automatically. But hey, before we let you go here and celebrate that big win here tonight, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. Thanks for Baker for the RC. Thanks to my teammates this race, Nick Seipel and Wyatt Gray. Thanks to Hunter. Thanks for Austin at the end for pushing me. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, Freddie, we'll go celebrate that, and we'll I'm sure we'll be talking to you before the end of this season.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was your winner here tonight, Freddy Basanez, back to victory lane in the PGR Lite Series, as we'll bring up those race results here tonight. Freddy Basanez, your race winner. Casey Sprinkle in 2nd. Austin Green in 3rd. Josh McCullough in 4th. Travis Roberto in 5th. Jared Haynes comes in 6th tonight. Jeremy Osborne, a really good run for Blind Squirrel Racing, finishes in the 7th position. Adam Young of the Jack Shack in 8th. Heath Job for Skid Row Motorsports in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Cameron Craighead.
Well, I've already closed out the race results, so you might want to keep on going with those results there.
Sean Corbett will finish in 11th here tonight. Joey Galati in 12th. Axel Smith in 13th. Wyatt Gray in 14th. Chris Melton in 15th. Quentin Steinbach 16th. Brian Henning, some bad luck with Nashburn Bill late. They finished in 17th and 18th. Danny Barnes in 19th, and rounding out your 20th position is Sterling Thies. Ryan Bailey in 21st here tonight. 22nd, Brock Westmoreland. Hunter Hastings in 23rd. Chase Mastretta, 24th. Steve Sizemore in 25th. James Wagner in 26th. Chase Hamilton in 27th. Jeffrey Morrison in 28th. 29th, Nick Seipel. And rounding out your top 30, James Waring. Mark Von Dell finishes in 31st here tonight. Miles Bagley, 32nd. William Rice, 33rd. William H. Scott Jr. in 34th. Miziel Flores in 35th. Cameron Hackett in 36th. John Darnell in 37th. Ron Morris Jr. in 38th. And rounding out your 39 truck field here tonight is Michael Barksdale. So, wow, it was an eventful night here tonight. Baker, any last words before we say good night?
Yeah, it was a good race there at the end. Hopefully we clean up some of the cautions. Excited for Xfinity at Dagan next week. Should be a good race as we look forward to the month of May. And, we've got the SummerSlam coming up here in a couple months. Should have some official word coming out here in the following weeks as we prepare for yet another marquee event, and hope to put on another great show like we did for the PGR 500.
Yeah, and just a quick update on your points. Wyatt Gray is still your leader with 161 points. But I'll tell you what, Casey Sprinkle on his heels and just 4 points behind. Jared Haynes as well. He is 6 points behind. And Freddy Basanez just 11. Those guys right now gridlocked atop the board. Josh McCullough in 5th. Adam Young in 6th. Stephen Miles 7th. Tied with Axel Smith. Christopher Melton in 9th. And Austin Green makes that big jump here tonight. Up 8 positions to 10th. Tied with Brian Henning. So I'll tell you what, a lot of these guys here too, Baker, before we do head out. It was a big win for a lot of these drivers without wins because Freddy Basanez able to double up on wins. So that's just going to open up possibly another spot here in the playoffs based on points. So points becoming ever so valuable here late in the season as we head next week to Talladega and the Xfinity Series car. And, hey, I'm back here in the Lite Series next week, and I am ready to see what these guys got here next Monday night. And then, like I said, a couple weeks from tonight, we head to Kansas Speedway for the regular season finale. And, man, this is sure going to be a couple really good weeks here in the PGR Lite Series. Well, it's another good one here tonight. Freddy Basanez gets to victory lane. For PGR eSports, Michael Triscaro, Matthew Baker, we'll see you all again here shortly tomorrow night for Ron Morse Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder.